A lot of you have been asking me if it's possible to sell on Amazon without having to buy any products in advance. And the answer to that is yes. This model of selling is actually called dropshipping. And a lot of people get confused with dropshipping in Amazon and they think that you're not allowed to do that on the platform. When in reality, you are allowed to do it, but there's kind of some strict guidelines to doing it. So make sure you hang out with me until the end of this video because I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can start dropshipping on Amazon the right way and not get your account suspended. Then by the end of this video, you'll be able to decide for yourself if dropshipping on Amazon is the right business model for you. But real quick before we get going, I'm Cassandra, and on this Profit Guru channel, I am here each and every single week explaining to you exactly how you can start selling on Amazon. And if you're already selling, I also have a lot of tips on how to scale your business. So if you could take 1 second and do me a really huge favor, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment down below letting me know if you're already selling on Amazon or if you're watching these videos because you're curious about it and want to learn how. Doing those things really help out the channel, and I truly appreciate you for doing so. All right, let's get into it. What exactly is dropshipping? Now with dropshipping, you are the middle person. You are never going to have to buy any inventory in advance. What's going to go on with this model is you're here, the customer's here. They're going to place an order to you. Once you get that order, then you send that order over to the distributor or the supplier of the products. Then that supplier, it's in their hands to ship the product to the customers. So in essence, it's a really super easy model because like I said, you're just in the middle. You're collecting the orders and then you're forwarding them forward. You're not shipping them yourself. You're not holding any inventory. You're not paying for them in advance. So for those reasons, dropshipping is actually very appealing to a lot of new sellers. However, per Amazon's terms of service, you have to do dropshipping in a very specific way in order to not get shut down. Now here is the really big rule and the really big key to not getting in trouble. Your supplier must be completely willing to identify you as the seller of records. And this needs to be on all invoices, all packaging material, and all external pieces. For example, if your supplier is, I'm just going to make this up, Fun City, you cannot have Fun City as the name that's on the box, that's on the invoice, the packaging slip, none of that. Everything on that invoice has to show you as the seller. So if your store name is The Greatest Deals, that packaging slip, that invoice, that box, it has to be known that it's coming from The Greatest Deals store on Amazon and not the supplier. This is to guarantee that when the customer gets the product, there's not going to be any confusion. If they order from Amazon, but then the box comes and it's from Fun City, I didn't order from Fun City, I ordered from Amazon. Why am I getting my products from Fun City? If I wanted to order from them, I would have just gone to them and not to Amazon. So this creates a lot of distrust with the customers. So you need to be for certain that it's clear with your wholesaler, your distributor, your supplier, whomever you're using, that they know they are not allowed to include their name on any of the contents or the packaging materials or the invoice. Super important. So how you're going to make sure that the supplier does not do that and identify themselves anywhere is you're going to have to sign a document called Seller of Record. This is the agreement with the supplier to have you identified as the seller. So first and foremost, when you're trying to establish relationships with dropshippers, make sure that they are willing to sign that seller of record. I would even ask them first if they're familiar with working with Amazon sellers, because if they are, they should know this. They should know that they're not allowed to identify themselves on anything. So if they're not familiar with working with Amazon sellers, I would, number one, kind of be hesitant to form a relationship with them. Number two, if it's somebody you really want to start partnering with, I would make sure it's very clear to them that they can identify themselves and you are who needs to be identified on everything. If you don't do this, you are for sure going to get shut down with Amazon. Now let's talk about some other aspects that you should be looking at when choosing your supplier. You're going to want to make sure that they have really good customer service, because with doing drop shipping, you cannot utilize the FBA, the Fulfilled by Amazon model. So you're not sending the products to to the warehouse. This means instead you are merchant fulfilling them. In that case, you're responsible for all customer inquiries, any questions they have, any negative experiences, if anything is wrong with the product, if they want to return it, and so on and so on. So you're going to want to make sure that there is a very open and quick communication with them when it comes to dealing with the customers. Because if the customers aren't satisfied, if you can't satisfy them, they're going to hit you with negative feedback on your account, and your account can only take so much negative feedback before you're shut down. The next thing that is super important is knowing that your supplier has fast processing time. A big reason why people order on Amazon is because they know that it's relatively really fast shipping. If they order a product, they're likely to get it within a few days. And because you are responsible for the shipping, you and your supplier, not Amazon and their warehouse, it's up to you to ship these orders out as they're coming in. So you want to make sure you have a supplier that is very quick with processing these orders as they're coming in, getting them out the door as fast as possible. Because your shipping time and your order defect rate really count on your account health. So if you are not doing this, you're going to get in a lot of trouble and you're probably going to get shut down. That's why dropshipping on Amazon is such a risky model, because you are putting the livelihood of your business and your ability to stay open and be selling on Amazon in somebody else's hands. You don't have the products at your house. You can't be shipping them out when they're ordered. As soon as a customer makes the order, you're going to see that order in your Amazon Seller Central account. Then you're going to notify the supplier that, hey, there's an order that needs to be filled. So if they're the type of supplier that likes to go radio silent or not get back to you in a very timely manner, your packages aren't going to be shipped out on time, you're going to get shut down. It really is as simple as that. So it is so important to make sure that you're choosing suppliers that you trust. Now, if you're selling branded products through your supplier, you also want to make sure that they have the authorization to be selling these branded products. Otherwise, you're going to be getting hit with IP violations, which again affect your account health and will get you shut down. So anything that's branded, you want to know that that supplier has the authorization to be distributing it and selling it. Next, it's going to be really important that your supplier is able to give you an accurate count of how many units they have. Because if they only have, say, 20 units of a product and you list on your listing that you have 50 units available and all 50 units you get sales for, but the supplier can't fulfill those sales, that is not going to be good. So this goes back to having that open communication with the supplier so that they can tell you a very accurate number to have displayed as available on the listing. You don't want orders to come in that you're not able to fulfill. And if a product does run out of stock and you happen to get a sale for it, it is very important that you don't panic and then decide to source from unvetted suppliers. Say you're selling a hairbrush from Fun City. You get some orders for that hairbrush and Fun City says, we're out of stock, I can't fulfill those orders. Now you go searching for a different supplier that has what looks like that same brush. But there's a lot of problems here. Number one, you don't know if that product is an exact match or not. Number two, you don't know who the supplier is. They might not be trustworthy. They might not be somebody that you're willing to put your business livelihood in the hands of. So be sure that you always have an accurate count from your trusted supplier and that you're not going to get sales that you can't fulfill. And if that does happen, you're going to have to cancel those. Do not go and buy from unvetted suppliers that you don't trust. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about that order defect rate. This is one of the ratings on your Amazon account health. And in order for you to be in good account standing, you need to have your order defect rate below 1%. And the very best way to make sure that happens is to do Amazon by shipping. So when an order comes in, you're going to go to your Seller Central account and go to Manage Orders. Here you'll be able to see all of the orders that you have. And in the column of each order, there's going to be two different buttons. One's going to say Buy Shipping on top, and right below that is going to say Confirm Shipping. My suggestion to you is to use the Buy Shipping. This is going to allow you to purchase your shipping through Amazon's pre-negotiated rates. So you're not purchasing your shipping somewhere elsewhere off of the platform. And this is going to do a few things for you that's really going to help protect you. Number one, you're going to have A to Z guarantee claim protection. This means Amazon is going to cover the cost of claims that are strictly related to late deliveries. And they're not going to affect your on-time delivery rate. Because when you purchase your shipping through Amazon by Shipping, they're going to track your shipments. You'll be able to ensure delivery, ship, and confirm orders automatically. So if you ship the order on time with valid tracking that you purchased through Amazon by Shipping, you are then protected from negative seller feedback that is solely due to delayed or undelivered packages. So if you buy your shipping from somebody else and then the customer comes to Amazon and says, number one, my order's late, or number two, it never got delivered, Amazon's not going to help to protect you. They can't. They're not tracking the shipping. So your account is going to take all of these negative hits. And they cannot take many of these hits before you're canned. But if you did do Amazon by Shipping and it happens to be that a customer got their package late or they didn't get it at all and they try to leave negative feedback on your account, you can request to have that feedback removed. And Amazon will likely approve it. What will happen then is they will strike out that negative comment and they will write underneath it that it was not your fault, it was Amazon's fault. This way, you're not going to have negative hits on your account that will prevent buyers from wanting to buy from you. And your valid tracking rate has to be at least 95% in your account health in order to be in good standing. So if you want to do drop shipping on Amazon, I highly recommend to do Amazon by Shipping. Allow them to track the shipments, so if anything goes wrong, you are protected. Now you may be wondering, where can you find these suppliers for drop shipping? There's really two places that are very popular and have a lot of vetted suppliers. Number one is Shopify, and number two is Wix e-commerce. So I would definitely suggest checking out those two platforms first when trying to look for your supplier. So that should answer everything for you. Can you sell on Amazon without buying any inventory? Yes, it's known as drop shipping. But is it a safe model? That's where it's up for you to decide if you think it's best for you and your account. It really is risky because you're putting a lot of trust in the hands of your supplier. Number one, you need to get that seller of record. Number two, you need to make sure that your supplier has really fast processing time and really good communication. Number three, you want to make sure they can tell you an exact count of units so that you're not displaying more than they can fulfill. Number four, make sure that your supplier is shipping those orders out fast, and use Amazon by Shipping to have them track the shipping and save you from negative feedback related to late shipping or undelivered packages. Now, do I personally drop ship on Amazon? No. If you get your account shut down, especially for these reasons, your late shipments, your order defect rates, negative feedback, you're probably not going to be able to get it opened back up. So for me, the risk is not worth the reward. But if you find the right supplier, it might work out for you. As long as you take these steps and do it the right way and safeguard yourself, try to protect your account as much as possible with these steps, it might work out. But like I said, it is a really risky model. If you dropship on Amazon, I would love to know below. Let me know, how is it working for you? Is your account staying in good health? And are you doing the things that I just mentioned throughout this video? I hope this video was very helpful for you guys. And those of you asking if you can dropship on Amazon, hopefully I answered all of the questions that you had. Again, be careful with dropshipping. I would hate to have anyone's account shut down. Do your due diligence when choosing your supplier. Make sure that they are someone you can trust. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.